to another episode of the RSEB podcast. This episode we'll be doing something a little different. We'll be going through the RSEB's website. So in our previous videos, we'll be mentioning about all the information which can be found in the website. So with that being said, we'll be going through all the comprehensively about how the website works, what information you can find, certain interesting aspects like corporate events or the Bhutan stock index. So without any further ado, we have Sir BJ joining me as always, and he'll be taking us to this website. So hello, sir.
Hi, Sawang. It's good to have you back. I think this session we're going to focus more on the beginners, investors who are trying to navigate through our website, because I feel most of our users already know how to navigate and they know the details about the products and services that we provide.
Okay.
So let's have a look at the website. This is the home page that we have, and then on the left hand side, if you see, we have different sections like home, news, announcements, and corporate events. So the news and announcements will keep the investors updated about all the activities that are taking place.
Okay.
The corporate event is one event options or the services that we have is important for the investors, which will list all the possible or the planned corporate events conducted by the listed companies. For instance, if the investor has a shareholding in any one of the companies and there is a corporate event, they can just check on the details where the AGM or the EGM will be held at what time and what venue. So all those details are provided here. Then we have details under trading and securities, the listed scripts, the debt scripts, and the market. If you just go on to the listed scripts, it will provide the details of all the listed companies that we have in our stock exchange.
So why is it called scripts?
Scripts, it's like it's generally called as a scripts, and it can also be called listed companies or listed scripts or listed securities.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just nomenclature that is normally used, so it can be interchangeably used.
Okay. So what does this arrows mean over here?
So the first thing that you notice is the price of shares.
Okay.
For instance, one share is worth how many Nultum.
Mm-hmm.
So one share is worth Nultum 31.64
Okay.
currently for BBPL, and then it indicates if it's red, it's decreasing in price. And if it is green, it is increasing in price. And if you want to find more details about the company, you can just click on the tell me more option.
Okay.
And then
So what can we find here?
This provides the more detailed information about the company.
Okay.
For instance, on the first section, we have the price history of that listed script or the company.
Okay.
So if you click on the all, you'll see all the price history of that company. For instance, BBPL is started with 16.55 and then started growing up, and then currently it is priced at 31.64 Nultum
Okay.
per shares. So it will give you the highlight, the historical price movement of each listed script.
Okay, so one interesting question we get usually is we don't really have a candlestick kind of graph in our website here. So why is that?
We have tried to make it as basic as possible for the user to just get and highlight about the performance of the company with respect to its price movement.
Mm-hmm.
The other charts that we have is for more sophisticated users, so which we thought is not much of use to the general investors that we have. So we have kept it as simple as possible, so that it gives a very quick reference of how the company is performing over the period of time.
Okay, with that being said, also up here, this marquee scroll, is this also the prices of the shares, daily prices?
Yes, that is the ticker of the current market prices of all the listed script. So at a glance, you can just scroll or see through the.
So these are live, right?
Yes, these are live prices that is being reflected.
Okay, so around here, what are these corporate actions?
So the corporate actions section in each listed script will show you all the corporate actions performed by this company. For instance, if you see for this BBPL, It started in 1993.
Okay.
So it will give you a historical event of all the corporate actions or the events performed by this company. For instance, we have three basic corporate events taking place: the dividend, bonus shares, or the rights shares. So
Okay.
any corporate actions being performed will be listed here, so that whenever a user wants to see the historical events, or what are the actions or the dividends that the company has given in order to make a decision on whether to buy the shares or not, they can have a look and then see the performance of the company and then decide to buy or sell the shares.
Okay, so when it says amount, does it mean in terms of neutrum? Is it like 8 neutrum per share that you
Yes.
own? Okay, I thought it was percentage, that's why I was asking. All right, so if you go lower, we also have this, right, interim and audited reports. So what is this for, at least in terms of interested shareholder? What would this kind of information provide for them?
So if you just click on one of the reports,
Okay.
let's take an example of the audited report that we have here. Okay, now if you can see, you can see all the details of the audited accounts for the for this listed script that we have.
Okay, so
So all the details.
what, as a shareholder, what kind of tables, what should we read from this document?
So now you can just check the financial statements, how the company has performed. You have all these details over here, how the accounts are being kept. Then we have a statement of comprehensive income. It depends on company to company. They have a different kind of reporting format, but the basic remains the same. You can just go through and to have a general overview of all the company at once. We have this annual report being compiled by the stock exchange and the Royal Securities Exchange of Bhutan. So it will give you an overview highlight of all the companies instead of going in detail audited accounts or the annual reports of the company.
So we
It
can
can be
find that.
found in
Downloads.
reports. So we have this annual report section. So on that year,
I think 2023 isn't out yet.
yes.
Okay,
So if you
just download that. Okay,
okay.
and we're here.
So now this is the annual report of the Royal Securities Exchange of Bhutan.
Yes.
So now if you want to have at a glance detail of all the listed companies, how they are performing and what are the metrics, you can just refer.
Okay.
We have this section,
Market price, is it? Financial highlights.
financial highlights, yes. So the financial highlights, okay. The financial highlights section of the annual report will give you an overview of the past 5 years of that company, how it's been performing. So we have here the paid up capital, the number of shares of this company
The reserves
available
in
for the
the
market.
bank.
Then net profit, the face value, what is the face value of the company.
So if they're not in profit, well, how will we know?
One thing I let me see.
Okay. So I think if they are in bracket, it means they are not in profit, right? I think
Yes,
it means
it's
negative.
indicates negative value, so means they are negative in profit,
Okay.
profit after tax.
And so by reading this kind of information in the financial highlights, what will it tell in terms of information for the shareholder?
So for the shareholder, I think basically they can just refer earning per share or EPS,
Okay.
which means how much money each share is making.
Okay.
That is the earning per shares. So for instance, if you take this example of BBPL in 2019, if you have invested, it's giving negative return on your investment, which
Okay.
basically means the return is in negative.
Okay.
Right? For instance, if you take an example of this positive value of which company is
I
this?
think we can check BBPL as itself.
Yes.
It's 2020. Let's see, BP1 2022.
Yes,
BBPL.
2022. It means it's in positive. So if you have invested in one share, it is giving you a return of 1.26 ngiltram per shares.
Okay.
So that is how you can make their decision by looking at different values over here.
So what about the ratio, price earning ratio? What does that mean?
It basically means the same basic earnings per share, which is represented in ratio.
Okay. All right. So anything else we can check in
And
this
you
annual
can see
report?
returns on capital also. If you have invested, if it's in positive, your return on capital is in positive. And so basically this metric says you can see, and whichever is performing well or is in positive, you can just check. And then if you want to get more details, you can go to their individual audited accounts or annual reports, and then make the decisions.
Okay. All right. So let's go back to the website. Okay. So in the home screen, one interesting thing I think we would like to share for the viewers and the listeners is the Bhutan Stock Index. So can you talk about what the Bhutan Stock Index is and what it stands for?
The BSI, or the Bhutan Stock Index, is a composite market capitalization weighted price index which compares the current market value of all listed common stocks
Okay.
with its market value of the base or the reference price that we have determined,
Okay.
which is at 1000. And we started the base reference point at 1000, and then now currently taking in account the current market price of all the listed scripts, the BSI is a composite index comprising all the stocks
Okay.
listed in the RSEB. So their market capitalization, which is basically the number of shares each company has into the market price, the current market price at that moment, is being taken into consideration to find the BSI.
Okay.
So currently it's 492.17 points higher than what we started. So it is, to make it simple, it is a basic representation of how the stock is performing. So it will give you an overview glance of how the composite index or all the listed companies are performing.
Okay. So at least on the graph, we can tell that it's going up year by
Yes,
year.
which means the market is in upward trend.
Okay.
So you can make a decision, a quick, what do you say, assumption that the stocks are performing well and the market is growing.
Okay. So I think during COVID time would have been a good time to invest, right? I think.
Yes. So whenever there is some kind of pandemic or the panic in market, most of the investors, if they have access to capital, they will try to buy more shares from the market, because after some time it is prominent that the market will always go up.
Okay. All right. So we got a little bit of a context of what the BSI now index is. Yes, so Bijay, so now that we've looked at individual scripts, how their prices have gone up and down, how about we look into the live market? So what can you tell us about the live market, and what can we learn from this information here, Sir Bijay?
Okay, so the live market is, I think, the most important section that we have in our website. The same live market is also shown in the AmCams app, where the user can just see all the order books, the order coming from the live market, and then based on that they can place their orders. So if you take an example of any one of the script, we can just go through what different sections are for. For instance, if we take an example of let's say BIL. So okay, so BIL, the current market price is at 60.67 Niltrum per shares.
Okay.
So this is basically the order book, and you can see list of different prices for this company that are highlighted over here. So it's in descending order. So it starts all the way from 70.5 Niltrum till 51.57, which is usually within the range of 15% circuit breaker that we have. So 15% up or down of the market price, the current market price, the prices range is depicted. So if you see, the bid is all of those buyers who are willing to buy at different prices.
Okay.
And bidders usually try to bid the lowest, and if you see on the ox, it is the sell side, and the sellers, they will try to sell at the higher prices, normally how it works in the market. So now if you see this section 61 which is highlighted in purple. So which means at this price there is going to be some kind of trade that will be executed.
Okay.
So which means there is someone willing to buy and someone willing to sell at that price.
Okay.
So if you see, we have 70 shares. Someone is willing to buy, and then 2113 shares of BIL someone is willing to sell. So this can be a group of seller or one seller. So all their volume will be accumulated. So if there are multiple sellers who are willing to sell at 61, all the orders will be accumulated here. So now if you might see here at 62 there is increase in volume, and then 63, and then respectively other prices the volume increases, right? Because all these the volume will be included here. So it's a, yes. So someone who is willing to sell at 61, if he gets higher price, obviously will sell at higher price, right? So the difference in the volume is the cumulative volume from the lower price.
Is that the same for the bid section? It doesn't get added to
Yes, for the bid section it will be added toward the lower price. For the sell it will be added to the higher price.
Okay. So how much shares needs to be sold in order for the price to be changed?
Okay, so we have a set of policies, or we can say it as a rule, to trigger the change in the market price. For instance, you might ask, why is the price 60.67, or how is it determined, right?
Yes.
So we have a simple rule which will determine the change in the market price. For instance, if you might argue that there is a trade at 61, this should be the market price, right?
Yes.
So that is not how it works. So what will happen is, for 61 to be the next market price, or the updated market price, we have a simple set of rule which says that the paid up shares of that company BIL multiplied by 0.004%, that number of shares needs to be traded in order for this price to take in effect. Yes. Okay. To change. So which comes around, I believe, 4,000 or 6,000, some odd number of shares. Yes. Which needs to be traded in order for the price to change.
Okay. So maybe if anyone is interested in getting to see these these policies, where can we find it?
So all the rules regarding how the orders are traded, how the prices are discovered, and what are the changes in the policies. So this is covered by the ATS rule, or the Automated Trading System rules. Okay. So you can see it in downloads. We have regulations. So in regulations, if you click on the Automated Trading rules, okay, so you will have this table of content where you can find the appropriate section which you want to review. Okay. What are the order types, how the opening prices are determined, the price movement, how the settlement of securities or the trading of the securities takes place. All those things will be over here. And similarly, if you want to find any other rules or regulations related to settlement, or how the depository work, or other instruments that we have, like commercial paper, if someone wants to float or wants to subscribe, how all this affect the trading or the activities in the market, you can just refer to the regulation section that we have here, and then you can find the appropriate the section that you are seeking.
Okay, so something else which usually people do ask in the comments and in our messages and mails is like, how do we get share statements? Is there a procedure of getting a share statement in this website, or if there is, can you give us a guide?
Okay, to get the share certificates or the confirmation of your balances, you can go to our services. Mm-hmm. And in this section we have online share statement. Okay. And then you just need to select the account type. Mostly it's for the individuals. The corporates or the associations can also generate their account details from here. Once you select the type, you just enter your CID number. So once you load the details, it will give you an information of what is the registered phone number and the email address that you have. So this is the important thing that you need to check. If it's correct, then you can proceed further, because we will be sending you an OTP in your registered phone number. And once it has been completed, by verifying it's really you who is trying to download the share statement, we'll be sending the confirmation to your email. So if there is any discrepancy in the email or the phone number, you can ask us to update it and then try again.
Okay.
So this just wanted to highlight, the online share statement can be downloaded free of cost from your MCAMS application. So if you are an registered MCAMS user, you can get this statement free of cost from the app.
Okay. So speaking of MCAMs, actually, I think if you go to home, there's also a guide that I think you mentioned earlier about how we can register for MCAMs. But I think there's also a way for Bhutanese living abroad also you can register for MCAMs, right?
Yes.
So where is that form?
So right now, just wanted to clarify that when we initially started registering MCAMs for Bhutanese living abroad, you just need to go to services. Okay, once you go there, we have this section, online registration for Bhutanese living abroad. So you just need to enter your CID number and then submit your details. In order for them to onboard, you first need to open a Remit account through the Remit portal with any one of the bank. We currently have services with T-Bank, BNB and BOB. So earlier the client needed to enter their CID and then register for the MCAMs. But now what we have done is, if they apply it directly through the Remit, they need not apply a separate application for the MCAMs. They will automatically get their username and credential once they open a Remit account, the investment account with the 3 banks that I mentioned earlier. So this is of no use actually right now. Only for those who had already opened the Remit account, to trigger their access to MCAMs, they need to come here. But if you are applying for MCAMs and investment account now, it need not be done like this.
Okay. All right. I think we've covered mostly the fundamentals of how this our website and Royal Securities Exchange Bhutan looks like. Maybe in the next episode we can get into further things like about the other kind of medias. We also have for financial literacy, right? Which section is that?
It's at the end.
Oh, yes. So we also have content for literacy. So some of the things that we shared here and earlier in our episodes, you can find in the website, and also educate oneself or some other people who might be interested in the stock exchange. The things like procedures like buying and selling, or how to contact a broker. All these things are available here, and other things as well. Maybe we can get into the next episode, such as the brokers. We didn't get into how we can contact the brokerage firms, but it's still all the way. It's here, and the information is in the website. But maybe if it is required, we can get back and visit the other features in the website, and maybe we can also come back and go through the MCAMS software on the next episode. But till then, thank you all for watching and listening along. If you have any friends or people who are interested in the stock exchange, please, we would appreciate if you share this podcast in terms of awareness. And if you have any other ideas, please let us know in the comments for the next episode. I would finally like to thank Sir BJ for joining me again. Sir, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Sawang.
And we will visit you guys in the next episode. Till then, thank you, and please follow us in our socials. Thank you.